The coffee mug crashed to the floor between us. Hot liquid splashed across the marble. I froze. The 11-year-old boy sitting across the table didn't flinch. He simply tilted his head, gave the tiniest smile, and whispered, "Now you're the one who's broken something. Feels terrible, doesn't it?" In that second, I understood something chilling. This wasn't a spoiled rich kid. This was something darker, and I had just walked straight into it. My name is Claire Monroe. I was 26 at the time. I was living in Westchester County, New York, working as a private academic tutor for high-net-worth families. I had always been confident, good grades, good instincts with people. I'd never really been afraid of a challenge. That arrogance almost cost me everything. The job came through an agency, one-on-one tutoring for Evan Blackwell, 11 years old, son of Richard Blackwell, the venture capitalist whose name always showed up on Forbes lists. The briefing was short and unsettling. Evan has issues with connection. 6 tutors left in under 3 months. 2 therapists won't return calls. Proceed with caution. I remember thinking, I've handled difficult kids before. How bad can he be? The Blackwell estate didn't feel like a home. It felt like a museum. Cold marble floors, high ceilings, no television noise, no music. When I walked into the study for our first session, Evan was already seated, back straight, hands folded, eyes fixed on the table like it owed him something. He didn't greet me. He didn't even look up. He just said, flat and quiet, "You won't last 2 weeks." I laughed lightly. "We'll see about that." That was mistake number 1. The first few sessions were eerie. Evan answered every question correctly. Math, reading comprehension, science. But there was no emotion, no pride when he got something right, no frustration when I pushed him harder, just blank. Then came the coffee incident. I reached for my mug. My hand was slightly unsteady, nerves I didn't want to admit. The mug slipped. It shattered. Brown liquid spread across the perfect white floor, like a stain that didn't belong. I expected a laugh, a gasp, maybe him running to tell his father. Instead, Evan looked straight at me, the first real eye contact, and said softly, "People who make mistakes deserve to feel bad, don't they?" My stomach turned. This wasn't defiance. This wasn't cruelty for fun. He was studying my shame, watching it carefully. I cleaned up the mess in silence while he observed, just calm satisfaction. After that, strange things began happening. A book I was using suddenly had pages torn out, only the ones with happy endings. My lesson planner disappeared for a day, then reappeared exactly where I'd left it, except every future schedule was crossed out in red ink. Once, when I praised him for solving a difficult equation, he stared at me for a long moment and said, "Don't. It doesn't fix anything." I started dreading our sessions, and yet, I couldn't quit. Something was wrong here, something deeper than a problem child. I needed to understand it. One rainy Thursday, I stopped pushing lessons. I closed the textbook and asked, "Evan, why do you keep waiting for people to fail you?" He didn't answer. For the first time, his fingers twitched. I spoke more gently. "You don't get angry when things go wrong. You get relieved." "Why?" The silence stretched so long I thought he wouldn't respond. Then barely audible, "Because if everyone leaves, then it's not my fault she left." My heart stopped. I asked quietly. He looked away. "Mom." The room felt colder. I didn't interrupt. I didn't rush him. After nearly 2 full minutes, he spoke again, his voice cracking for the first time. "I was 6. She was sick. Dad was in California, closing a deal, the biggest of his life." He swallowed. "I stayed with her in the hospital. She told me she was tired. Then she closed her eyes. She never opened them again." He finally looked at me. Dad arrived 8 hours too late. His eyes filled with tears. I kept thinking, if I'd been better, quieter, smarter, maybe she would have waited. Maybe Dad would have come faster. His voice dropped. So I decided, if I make everyone else feel bad first, then when they leave it won't hurt as much, because they deserved it. That night, I asked Richard Blackwell for 5 minutes. He didn't look powerful. He looked exhausted. I told him everything Evan had said. He stared at his desk for a long time. Then he whispered. I replay that day every morning. I chose the meeting over her. His voice broke. He's never screamed at me once, but every time he looks at me, I feel exactly what he wants me to feel. Guilty. Small. I took a breath. He's not punishing you, Richard. He's punishing himself through you, through all of us. The change didn't happen overnight. I stopped trying to fix Evan. Instead, I gave him responsibility, not power, helping the groundskeeper plant flowers his mother loved, choosing which charity his father's foundation would support, reading aloud to younger kids at a community center. No speeches, no rewards, just quiet proof that he could do good without anyone leaving. Slowly, the cold smiles disappeared. He started fidgeting when excited. He laughed once, at a terrible pun I made. It sounded rusty, but it was real. 6 months after that shattered coffee mug, Evan looked at me and said, Claire, I think I'm allowed to feel okay now, even if she's gone, even Even if Dad messed up, I don't have to keep paying for it. I hugged him, the first and only time. He didn't pull away. I resigned the next week, not because I failed, but because my job was done. Some silences aren't empty. They're screaming inside. The kids who seem coldest aren't heartless. They're carrying guilt too heavy for small hands. And sometimes, the strongest thing you can do isn't to break someone's walls. It's to give them the tools to take those walls down themselves. If this story touched you, subscribe to Moralist for more real-life stories with deep lessons. Comment below and tell me where you're watching from. And ask yourself, have you ever met someone whose silence was louder than words? Thank you for listening. This was Moralist.